Good morning. You're with Leanne and Black Crow Walking, and we are studying A Course of Love by Mari Perrin, as usual. And we've just started the first chapter. So far, we've read the introduction and the prelude, and it was very exciting because my whole concept of love changed. My old concept of where I should be coming from has changed. I'm no longer coming from my head. I'm coming from my heart and feeling into what I already know. So today we're up to chapter 1, verse 4. I'm just going to read it. God's only thought is love. It is a thought without limit, endlessly creating. Because of the extension of God's thought of love, you exist. I exist with you in this same same thought. You do not understand this only because you do not understand the nature of your own thoughts. You have placed them inside your body, conceptualizing them in a form that makes sense. Yet when you apply your thought to learning, you learn. Let this encourage you. This is an ability you can use together to learn anew. You should be in a hurry only to hear the truth. And of course, all of the ways that you act when you want to hurry are backward to what you would achieve. Let your worries come and let your worries go. Remember always that they simply do not matter except in terms of time, and that you will save time by letting them go. Remember that your worries affect nothing. You think if your worries affect time, this is an effect, but time is an illusion. It too does not matter. Remind yourself of this as well. This is part of letting go of the old world to make way for the new. Realize these things do not matter and will not be carried with you to the new world, so you might as well let them go. That's interesting. Talking about a new world, and I suddenly got it. I think that the new world that they're talking about is us coming from our hearts instead of our heads,
Yeah.
and instead of our thoughts, and buying into what's already been created by humanity that's an absolute mess, and coming from our heart, feeling into gives us that space. It says you should be in a hurry only to hear the truth. And when I'm just blabbering off at the mouth, I'm in a hurry. But when I stop and really think about things and feel into them, which is what I've been practicing for a while now, I won't speak until I have absolute certainty that what I want to say is my truth. Um, it takes time and it takes space and silence to do that. And the more I do it, the faster the knowing that what's already inside me comes, Leanne.
Yeah, I'm not surprised about that. One of the things that I also do these days is pause before speaking
Mm.
because I did think through my mouth almost. Whereas these days I'm kind of pausing, thinking things through and then communicating. But in relation to truth seeking, it's my thing. But I was just as reflecting as you were saying that about the worry, like how much time is wasted on worrying about things that don't happen or aren't important.
Mm.
And then the effect on me when I do that is not good. Like I'm scattered or I'm worried, like I feel anxious. Whereas when I'm keep going back to love and not worry, then everything is beautiful.
Mm.
Every experience, it doesn't matter what it is an experience as opposed to something good or bad, right or wrong. So it's interesting.
Yeah, and I've been coming to a point of view of recognizing illusion from a point of curiosity and laughter, really. I just laugh at everything. And when I was practicing yesterday, this the lesson of the day before, which was about lack of love is nothing, then I was able to just go, not even going to look at that. That's nothing, not even put that over there. It's nothing, it's not worth my energy, really. Yeah. So God's only thought is love, and we are in existence because of that thought.
That's interesting. We're an extension of God.
Yeah. Yeah. And I exist with you in that self same thought. So it doesn't take two thoughts to create love. Love creates itself in form, and that's what we are. We are love in form. We just hopped in here. And we're when we hop out again and leave our body behind, and it is returning to Mother Earth, um, then we're still here, wherever here is. I love that.
In form,
Mm,
yeah.
yeah. Formless always. We're always formless, even though we're traveling in form. And it was really interesting. I've been reading this little amazing book, which I don't recommend to anybody. And it's actually a channeled book as well. It's called The Gospel of Peace of Jesus Christ. And it's actually the translation, the Aramaic translation, the Old Slavonic translation by the disciple of John. And I'm not into the Bible at all, but this has just blown me away in terms of talking about Mother as Mother Earth, um, and how we need to have that relationship with Mother Earth, because she gives us everything, and like,
She sustains us.
yeah, food, housing, shelter, a place to rest, and her intense beauty. And there's a symbiotic relationship between us, as we feed on her energy, which is just amazing. And she's been my teacher the last year, to bring through things for the retreat to experience.
That's just interesting. I was just thinking about we've got the Father per se, He, God, and I say that lightly, that brings love, and Mother brings beauty. So really, life is about love and beauty.
Your beauty is love.
Isn't that interesting though? How often do we not see those two things? And yet that's all there is.
Mm. But really, there's only love. Because
Oh,
beauty is love
and love,
expressed.
yeah.
Yeah, love
Like,
is expressed. It's created, and we're created, endlessly created through that love. Go on.
no, I'm just processing,
Okay, you're in your head. Get out of it.
processing. If I could with love and look through the eyes of beauty at everything, like what an extraordinary way to live.
Mm. Yeah, we need to make glasses, love glasses.
Love that reflects beauty in everything. I'm all for that. Yeah.
Okay. Let me know how you go with that.
Mm. Watch this space.
Yeah, the temptation when you're reading these books is to go back to the old way of thinking about it, whereas in actual fact we need to feel about it. And you're feeling that beauty right now
Mm.
in your heart, and it's expanding your heart.
Yeah.
And that's what nature does, just to sit and look at the lake expands your heart out. All right. Okay, you do not understand. This only because you do not understand the nature of your own thoughts. You've placed them inside your body, conceptualizing them in a form that makes no sense. So basically, your thoughts are processing themselves. And it's interesting when you think about the term you put them inside your body, because when you look at the aura of your emotions is outside your body. The aura of your mind is outside your body, and your physical body is outside. It's on the outside. So you've got those three auric bodies sitting outside you, and when we put them, what does it say? You have placed them inside your body,
Mm.
conceptualizing them in a form that makes no sense. And that's what we do when we're rolling around and round and round. We're trying to make sense of everything, and nothing makes sense that's from the thoughts. It makes sense for a moment, and then we have another thought come in that may change that thought. And it's the same with truth, Leanne. I've been discovering that what I think is true today, tomorrow I may have a whole lot more information that changes that truth to something else. And I think truth is an evolving process. Truth is relevant for where we're at, but tomorrow we might be somewhere else because of love. Not because of our thoughts, but because of our love. Because our thoughts want us to find meaning in everything.
Yeah.
Our thoughts want us to analyze and learn. And, and this book is asking us to learn differently.
Mm.
It's asking us to stop, feel into, and tap into the knowing that's already inside us.
Which is very different from my normal way of being, which is always in my head.
Mm.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yet when you apply your thought to learning, you learn. Let this encourage you. This is an ability we can use together to learn anew. But we learn differently now. Like, I'm not going to do the programming thing anymore. I'm not going to be programmed by somebody who tells me this is the way to do things. Get up, this is how you walk, take this step, put that foot forward, eat with a knife and fork, all that sort of stuff. That continual training we've had from the day we came out of the womb onto the earth, and became babies crying with unmet needs.
I would say even in the womb, we pick up on the energy that comes through the umbilical cord, the mother. I think our conditioning starts before we even hit the earth.
Wow. That's a scary thought.
Like we've got intergenerational programming and contribution into who we are today. It takes a lot to undo that.
Yeah. Yes, I remember my mother was going to call me Heather when I was in the womb, and 3 days before I was born, the neighbour had a baby and called her Heather, and so I wasn't allowed to be called Heather anymore. And I remember marching up to my mother at age 4 with my hands on my hips saying, "Why didn't you call me Heather?" And she was absolutely shocked because she'd never told me that.
But you knew.
I knew. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's proving what you're saying.
Mm.
So you should be in a hurry only to hear the truth. And of course, all of the ways that you act when you want to hurry are backward to what you would achieve.
Can you say that one again? All the ways that you act.
Of course, all of the ways that you act when you want to hurry are backward to what you would achieve. So if you're in a desperate hurry, running around trying to figure everything out, you won't achieve the truth.
And the peace and the beauty and the love.
I remember doing that once. this it's a long story and I won't go into it right now, but I was handed $100,000 and told to go and open my own business. And I was trying to figure out how to do that. And for 3 days, I ran around like a chook without a head, trying to organize everything. And it was just so stressful. And I became so anxious and exhausted. And I remember laying down on the floor in the lounge room and just having the music on in the background. And within 10 minutes of total stillness and silence, because I was exhausted, I had the answer to everything I was trying to work out. It just came to me. And that, I think that's what they're talking about. We're running around trying to achieve the truth, and we're not getting anywhere. We just need to sit still and hear it inside ourselves, because we actually are designed to know.
Yeah. And isn't that one of the biblical terms? Be still and know that I am.
Mm.
Or still. Yeah.
Mm. That's a profound moment. I want to be quiet now. All right. Let your worries come and go. Let your worries come and let your worries go. Remember always that they simply do not matter except in terms of time, and that you will save time by letting them go.
I can appreciate that, because if I'm not in worry and not in the monkey mind, and I fall still, as you just described with your situation, 3 days, you could have had the answer in 10 minutes, right? And I know if I fall still and let the answer arise, it's much quicker than all of that time worrying.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, and remembering that they're saying a time is an illusion. And you know what? Since I've understood that and been playing with it, I don't do that rushing now. Oh, well, I'll get there when I'm ready. I've always been one that's always been early. Whenever I go somewhere, I'm always early, and it's always been important to me to be on time. And I still do that. But when I can't be on time, I don't get that rushing stressed anymore. Oh, I have to go now, because like even I'll even stop and hang the washing on the line when I really don't have time now. And my priorities, I guess, are changing because of that. And the person on the other end um doesn't mind that I've hung my washing out and thinks that's a really good idea.
Uh,
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
I said, especially if your washing's wet, because otherwise it'll turn all musty and yucky. It's interesting because as a mother, I'm bound to time when it comes to drop off at school, and there are various things. And I see the stress that creates for me and my kids. Like, come on, we've got to get out. Whereas when I can sit in the stillness and not actually be time bound, time expands. It doesn't shrink, is what I've noticed. Yeah. Whereas when I'm in my head and bound by time, it shrinks. It's interesting.
And everybody gets there stressed.
Mm.
That's the thing. How good would it be if we could just sing all the way to school?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it too does not matter. Time does not matter. Remind yourself of this as well. This is part of letting go of the old world to make way for the new. Realize these things do not matter and will not be carried with you to this new world, to the new world. So you might as well let them go now. So what they mean by the new world, as we talked about before, is the way we see and approach things. That's new. We
Well,
are new.
yeah. And we're new every day. What happened yesterday or who we were yesterday isn't who we are today. We are on a continuous evolution of unlearning all the conditioning.
Yeah. And so unlearning, rushing, unlearning time matters.
Unlearning worry.
Yep. And just sitting with and feeling into and being willing to access your own knowing. That's exciting for me. But this new world business, you're right. Every moment is a new world because the past is no longer relevant when it's gone. And
Yeah.
the future is definitely not something to be worried about because we are the divine creators of our own experience. And if we could slow down and stop, we'd get the washing hung out. And we'd
Good.
have this whole new experience of coming home to dry washing instead of worrying about it smelling and being wrinkled in the washing machine.
Mm.
Mm. Well, I'm going to have a new day today. I'm going to go into it slowly, and I'm just going to enjoy the deliciousness of every moment.
Yeah, me too today. And I'm really just going to ponder sitting with love and looking through the eyes of beauty. Like
Mm.
that stood out for me today. That's my focus point. It doesn't matter what it is, it's all beautiful.
Yes.
Mm.
And it's amazing how that one word beauty can have such a deep and profound effect.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm just looking at the colours on my bedspread. Just look at that. How delicious is that?
it is delicious.
And that's beauty.
Mm.
And beauty's everywhere when you actually remember to look for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've got to take off the glasses of the hustle and bustle and life, if that makes sense, and put on those rose colored glasses that we were told, you can't have rose colored glasses. But in fact, that's where we should be sitting, with that all the time, looking at the world through that.
Mm.
Our experience would be so much different
Mm.
collectively.
Mm. I remember the first time I got polarized glasses and I could actually see deeply into the water.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, look at that, look at that. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. So, yeah, I think I'll get my rose-colored polarized glasses out today and have a look at the water. I
Yeah,
just
I'm thinking, I want my rose colored glasses out today too. That's funny.
All right, Leanne. Well, I'm going to turn off the recording now. So, to the big wide world out there, I hope you've enjoyed our little chat this morning, and I hope you enjoy creating your new world today through love. And may you be blessed.
Bye.